Hey guys, so Season 6 started today, and before we all rush balls deep, we should really take a look at our champion pool and make the best one that we can. You're probably sick of me saying this, but with a proper champion pool, you're going to climb faster, and now it's even easier and kind of needed because you are only queuing up for 2 roles in ranked. The 2 role thing though isn't going to make much of a difference at all if you're still trying to play 20 champions, so that's why we need to make a champion pool. First thing to figure out is what type of player are you? Are you an assassin, a team player, a playmaker, a tank? That's obviously step 1, right? Think about what you actually want to play or what play style you want to fit into. You don't even have to be the best at that style right now. That is what practice is for. This is also where the fun parts come in. If you pick something you might be good at but you don't enjoy, then you'll be watching this video again in a month or 2 to work out a new champion pool. I actually guarantee it. I'll even wager you a cup of tea and a biscuit that if you don't enjoy what you pick, you won't last very long playing it. So we have an idea of what we want to play and what we find fun, right? Now we need to add in a bit more detail. When we have that main role that we want to play, we need a secondary one, and remember that a lot of this is going to overlap between each other. So like mid laners, you can take those skills into a support role or an AD carry role. The lane mechanics will transfer over for the AD carry, and the mage playstyle can be used for mid and support as well. So for AD carries, you could go support or mid. The lane mechanics again between the AD carry and mid, CSing, trading, those kind of things are very similar. And then for the support role, we have the lane knowledge. It is the same lane after all, right? For the jungle, support, and top, they're all actually pretty similar, the 3 of them, and they are usually the playmakers of the team. You can kind of play 2 different playstyles. You can have this bruiser tanky style where you engage fights, or you can have this bruiser carry style that works well between top and jungle. Now that really should give you just an idea of how to transfer over skills from your main role into your secondary role. But from this, we should have our roles that we want to play, and now we need to use the same idea to get our champions. So the way I do this is a little bit different, strange maybe, but we're going to use the client. So look at the champion screen in the client, just click on the champion tab, scroll down, look at what we find fun, which we want to be amazing at, and when we're going to pick them. You should already have a pretty good idea of these if you played ranked a lot last season, or just honestly played the game in general. Now once we have all of that, we can look to some outside stuff to give us a better idea of how likely we are to climb with the choices that we're going to be making. Tier lists are a good place to start. My tier list video should give you an idea of who is strong at this time, and also the general kind of meta right now as well. They aren't everything at all. They're just there to help you make decisions, but if you can already play these champions or they fit into your style, then they might be worth learning. Second thing are stat websites. These will help you see what you are statistically good at and just helps to give you a better kind of overview, I guess. There are tons of different websites that you can use, but the ones I use the most are probably champion.gg, Arena Online, op.gg, lolking, though a lot of these are semi-busted with the new season hitting today. Because you can't really go to these websites as much, to give you an idea of what the new Season 6 meta looks like, I've put together these little role cards. Each of these goes over the main playstyles that are strong right now, as well as a few champions as examples. They aren't meant for you to copy, just to see what styles are good in this meta. So for AD carry, we're more ability based now. We have these mid-game power spikes rather than late-game hyper carries. The lane phase is going to matter way more. For the mid lane, we're looking at control mages or assassins mostly. Both of these have good mid games too. Assassins can roam around and snowball, whereas control mages dominate team fights and win that way. The lane phase isn't as important as other roles really, even though obviously you can still snowball. It's more about roaming and the team fight impact. For jungle, we're seeing either carry junglers now mostly, or tanks with some damage as well, things like Volibear and Amumu for example. The game is more mid-game focused as we said, so ganking is way more valuable now because you can get people ahead and transition that into a really good mid-game. Most junglers can deal good damage early to mid-game, and that's really where you want to control the game the most. For top lane is 2 very distinctive playstyles actually, tanks that can't be killed or carry laners. Tanks are great at shutting down these carry laners and then being unkillable in team fights, which gives your team a huge advantage. Carry laners is more focused on dominating your lane and then split pushing or coming down and killing everyone with a huge lead. For supports, either playmakers or damage we're seeing mostly at the moment. Either way, your focus should be on winning your lane and getting your AD carry ahead. There's going to be way more bot lane fights and a lot more pressure now too. Playmaking supports mid game want to set up fights, they want to engage, they want to be this one setting up the rest of their team, whereas damage mages kind of want to become the second mid laner together and win that way. So these are the tools that I kind of use to research my champion pool at the beginning of each season, and these will constantly adapt throughout the season, but not by too much. So once we have all of this together, we need to write it down so we actually stick to it. I've made a template which we can all use. I'll pop that down in the description for you guys. You can edit it in Paint, Photoshop, print it out, use a notepad instead. Like, anything is gonna be fine. We have our primary role and then our secondary, or even 2 secondary roles if we're gonna swap between them like I am. This will be what my season 6 champion pool looks like and should give you guys some idea. Just make sure you do write it down whatever you do. You don't have to use a template, but write it down and you'll be more likely to stick to it. If you guys do use this template or anything like that, tweet me and show me. I actually love seeing you using this stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll catch you in my next video.